How are things? Because it's wet and gross over here.
You know, it really doesn't matter because I didn't invent effervescence, but I have perfected it. You know, I'm down here in Texas just stinking of freedom and venison. I live down in Texas. We moved from Michigan about 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've had nothing but a nasty freezing rain snot fest for the last week. But the last couple of days has been nice and sunny. And I got to tell you, because the deer season ended right around the snot fest, I'd rather have the snot fest because I love my deer hunting so much. I'd rather have cold rain than sunny skies any day, as long as I can be in a tree stand.
Attaboy. See, he's taking those lemons, he's making lemonade.
Hey, Ted,
then he's shooting it.
Ted, I got a question for you.
Sure.
What's the scariest thing you've ever encountered while hunting in the woods?
You know, I've never really been scared. I was raised as a hunter, and I've hunted grizzly bears with sharp sticks, and I've hunted elephant and Cape buffalo. In fact, I was given a special permit in Africa a number of years ago where an elephant had killed some people and destroyed some villages right on the Zimbabwe and Botswana and South African border. And it's really not fear. First of all, I was raised in Detroit, okay? So what am I going to be afraid of, you know? Detroit wasn't the murder capital because we're more violent. We're just better damn shots.
There you go. That's right.
So when I went after this elephant, you know, it's an emotional adrenaline tsunami, and your level of awareness surges to the peak of a reasoning predator. And that, again, that's the way I was raised in the hunting woods. So it's really not fear. It's more excitement. It's adrenaline, a thrill. It's the anticipation. I mean, I had a 375 H&H, and I could shoot it pretty good. So it's not like I was worried that I was outgunned. And I snuck in the way I sneak in when I deer hunt with a bow and arrow, which is ultra stealthy, ultra conscientious, ultra cautious and careful and aware, because this elephant it was a rogue elephant. They had to kill it. And I had the rifle and the permit to do it. So there was no room for fear. The excitement of coming in on an animal that you knew that, number one, you'd save people's lives, you'd save agriculture, and ultimately when you kill them, you'd feed. I fed probably, over 1,000 villagers with that elephant once I killed it. And I was doing God's work. So I had God on my shoulder with my 375 H&H. So I was pretty excited. I thought it was wonderful. I've never really been scared.
Is there anything that you haven't hunted yet that you're just dying to?
You know, there's a lot of species I've not gone after. I've never killed any of the bighorn sheep in North America or those unbelievable bighorn sheep over in Asia and the different parts of the world. But, you know, I'm 66 years old. I've never missed a hunting season in my life. It's a huge part of my life. It's a great, great power of quality of life for the Nugent family, like it is for all the hunting families out there.
Yeah.
And just to get after a white-tailed deer, just a small doe with a bow and arrow makes me excited as can be. I like squirrel hunting. I like duck hunting. I got a Catahoula Labrador Retriever and a black lab that are my best buddies. Mrs. Nugent is the greatest hunting partner you could ever imagine, so it really doesn't matter what kind of critter we're after. It's all about time together. And you're on the phone, gentlemen, and don't get angry, but you're on the phone with a guy that hunts about 300 days a year. And so I love it so much, even as an old man now. I get more excited now than I did when I was a kid, back along the Rouge River with my old longbow and hunting with Fred Bear. So I've really been to the mountaintop of hunting with Fred Bear and being raised by my incredible dad and mom. And I still hunt with my brothers. And so I'm living a hunting dream. In between rock and roll season, something's going to die.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question, Ted. 2016 is kind of a big year. Will this be the year Ted runs?
Well, it is that bad, isn't it? I mean, considering the president we have right now and the gun-running attorney general that is, criminal in his abuse of power, that the author of Wango Tango would make a better president is an indictment to this we the people experiment in self-government. That being said, you go to my Facebook, and if you don't, you're missing out on a great, great American dream. The tens of millions of people, I think I beat Beyonce on Facebook here a couple months ago.
You did.
I had 28 million people because I had made a common sense, honest statement about the horrible situation and the lies that the people of Ferguson, Missouri embraced and lived. So when you live the truth, of those 28 million people on my Facebook. I think 27,950,000 wanted me to run for president, because in a world of idiots, in a world of, corrupt presidents and people who want to destroy America at the very top, I would make a better president, because I live by logic, I live by the Constitution and common sense, I live by conservation. The Nugent family doesn't take, we give. We believe that you should earn your own way, which is really radical today. So it's really a tragic time in America, so I'm pushing to make sure that a good, capable, qualified statesman, a good leader like Scott Walker or Rick Perry or Mark Rubio, we've got some great guys running, but it's about getting back past the lies and the propaganda of the Hillarys and the liberals. Those people are destroying this country.
To be fair, I like looking at Beyonce, but I don't think I've ever heard anything come out of her mouth that made sense. So,
well, I got to tell you, she's a scam artist. She is Saul Alinsky's puppet, and if people don't know who Saul Alinsky is, he's the guy who wrote the book for community disorganizers like Barack Obama called Rules for Radicals, and Hillary Clinton actually studied under Saul Alinsky and wrote her law thesis with him as her mentor. So, I mean, when you got a communist who raised presidents and Valerie Jarrett's and Hillary Clinton's, and they adhere to a clear and obvious communist agenda, my God, how stupid can we be to put them in any position of power? So we, the people, are the real guilty ones here for allowing somebody like Barack Obama and Eric Holder and Hillary Clinton to get in position of power. Those liberal Democrats hate America. They hate freedom. They hate gun owners. They hate hunting. They hate the very fiber that makes everybody want to come to America, because the whole world sucks. America sucks less. But under these people, we're catching up.
Yeah.
He fears nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Ted Nugent. Ted, tell us, you're going to be here in Sulphur this weekend. Action Arms. What can people expect if they come on out there?
Well, I'm so adorable I can hardly stand it. I don't. I got a bunch of good friends there. Wherever you find a gun store, that's like a Ted Nugent party.
Yeah.
Everybody, Joe, and everybody at Action Arms, we're just gonna have a lot of fun. We're coming in. We got a lot of military heroes coming, a lot of law enforcement heroes, and we, the people, really have to stand up for the military and law enforcement now more than ever. So I think Saturday at Action Arms over there in Sulphur with Uncle Ted and Joe and all my buddies, it's going to be the ultimate American afternoon. So I really hope a lot of families come and join us.
All right, that's Uncle Ted Nugent. Thanks for hanging out in Gator Country, my friend.
All right, God bless, Chris. God bless America, Scott.
Be good, brother.
Live it up.